What's up, guys? Hi, what's going on? It's your girl Knowledge by Nikki with 1K. And it's a little before 9, so it's not quite 9 o'clock yet, but that's okay. Let's tag a couple of people that would definitely benefit from this lesson that I'm going to talk about today. Let me just tag a couple of people just to make sure they can get in on the information. Okay? I want to talk to you about what I see. And I want to talk to you about, I'm scrolling through Facebook, watching TV, just like some of you all, in this pandemic, I don't want to say aftermath, because we're not there yet. We're getting there, but we're not there. And all I'm seeing is, workout equipment. Great. I understand it. I myself have bought some equipment. I've changed my eating tremendously. I live mainly based off, I have a plant-based diet now and do a lot more vegan eating. I eat little to no meat, but I do it all for health reasons and no better time than now, obviously, because everything is about being conscious of your eating, and that's great. The thing that I am still seeing, though, and I think we live in a world, guys, where too much emphasis is being put on exercising your body. Right now, I am a business restructuring strategist. That's what I do basically for a living now. That means I'm taking people, small businesses, and if they're broken, if you're about to lose them, if you don't have a system in place, whatever it is, that's where I come in and I help you do that. And I am here to tell you that I have several clients who have the best bodies of life, but their minds are the reason they're in this position. It's their mentality. It's the way they think. I'm talking straight up gym junkies, guys, that are, they can compete, some of them, if you really wanted to know the truth, but their mindsets, the way they perceive their businesses, life, their responsibilities, their accountabilities, is the reason they had to call me. So I don't want to take away, because I myself have, I guess you want to call it, jump on the bandwagon. I did it for health reasons, and I'm at the age where I have to be more cognizant of what I eat, muscle tone, flexibility, all of those things. But the reason you all haven't seen me for a minute online is because it was necessary for me to push pause and for me to, as the Bible talks about, renew my mind. I needed to get my mind straight, all while I'm perfecting or trying to get better with my body. So for all of you all that are, getting caught up in, it's great. We got some, I would love to have that tonal, y'all. Y'all know that tonal? That thing, I went to somebody's house, y'all, that had that tonal. Not only is the thing just ingenious, whoever thought of it, but girl, that thing is so pretty. You talk about pretty on a wall. You talk about a piece of art. I'm like, God dog, if nothing else, that thing is pretty before you turn it on, right? But I'm not paying $4, $5, $6, and you gotta pay $4,500 for it. You gotta get them to put it up. You gotta pay $59.99 a month for the workout classes or whatever it is. And hey, I think it's worth it. I'm just not gonna pay it. So I get it, and it makes sense. The thing does everything, y'all, like a Smith machine at the gym. But anyway, let me get back. I'm getting sidetracked, y'all. But I just want to tell you, a lot of you all are spending all your time. And I'm glad. I see people running. I see people trying to eat better, showing their meals. I see you all doing, that's good. But people, you must understand that I don't care how much you work out. I don't care if you work out twice a day, every day. If you do not change the way you think, it's not going to matter. You're not going to even be able to maintain what you've accomplished with your body. You have to change the way you think. You have to change why you have to, first of all, know why you do stuff. The first thing I ask business owners when they contact me to help them is, why did you open this business in the first place? Why? Because most times we've gotten away from that why. We knew at the time why, but now we've gotten pulled in all these directions because of responsibility and accountability and workers and knowing how to hire the best workers and fire people and money and stuff not adding up and not understanding the numbers. And I could go on and on and on. And guess what happens, guys? The minute that you get in that position where you have not spent any energy learning, absorbing, changing the way that you think to accommodate or to grow along with your body, the minute that stuff happens and you get stressed out and you get overwhelmed, guess what happens? You quit working out. You start eating whatever. Automatically, all this stuff that you've done, most people, I ain't gonna say all, but most people, all this stuff that you've done to accomplish these six-pack abs, this, arms that look like they could, lift 6 milk jugs on each arm, it's gone. It's gone down the tube because you didn't change the way you think. So I just want to say that. This isn't going to be a long one. I want to run something past you all. I do this for my coachees. I'm trying to find it on my... I do this how to find your purpose exercise. I may let some of you in on this. Let me just go in and explain. This is what I give my coachees. And I've done this, guys. I've done a piece of this with different programs that I've actually been involved in, and I decided to put it all together. So I'm going to read to you. And if you want me to help you with the results, you can just hit me up. You can DM me and say, I want to be a part of the class is April 6th. Now, my coachees, this is part of what I do for them. Obviously, it's going to be a small fee for you if you want me to help you, but I'll give you what I gave them. These are exercises. First thing you got to do, in order to get your mind straight, you have to first learn some things about yourself. You have to be self-managed, okay? Let me talk to you a little bit about self-management. Look, I got to take my glasses off to see the computer. First thing you got to do is you got to go back. You got to go back, y'all. You got to ask 5 people from your childhood. If you have 5 people from your childhood, now this is personal. This isn't professional. Don't ask your clients. Ask 5 people, your mama's neighbor, or whoever. Ask 5 people to describe the type of child you were growing up. I need you to do that. Find them. Anybody who was around you for any extended time, I need you to go back and I need you to ask them, talk to me about what I did all the time. What did you always see me saying, doing, pretending to do? When you are a child, you do exactly what you are, your purpose. You do it. It's automatic. What I do now, guys, and I've been through that story 1,000 times, not going to take up this time with doing it. I was doing back then with my dowels and boxes. I've told this story, dowels, boxes, every chair in the house, hooking up the dowels, face, makeup, the whole 9, sitting behind these boxes and doing exactly what I do today. I knew I didn't want to teach school, but I knew I wanted to teach some people that was pretty because all my dowels were really pretty, right? I do exactly what I'm doing today. If you had ever asked people back then, what was I always doing? They would have said hair, somebody's hair. I was a little girl, braider on the block, and I was always teaching people. Like I would gather up kids, had them sitting down, I'm standing up. You need to find out what you used to do naturally. Okay, that's the first thing. Then I need you to ask 5 or more people professionally. Ask them, the ones that come to you on a regular basis. I don't care what kind of business you got. I see my girl Takana on here. She's with You Should Let Me Feed You, Takana's Kitchen. She has absolutely phenomenal food. So even if you're in a different business, I want you to do this still. Ask 5 people professionally that order from you regularly. Like regularly, come to you regularly. Every week, every month. They come to you for years and years and years and years. Why do they still come to you? Trust me, it ain't about the food. Yeah, the food is great, but there's another reason people still patronize you. It's another reason. They sitting in your chair getting their hair done. Don't you think for a minute that you the baddest hairstylist out there. There are look, it's some little girls I know, and I say little girls because they're young, that can run circles around me doing hair. And I do hair very well. But they can run circles around me, and they ain't seen a beauty school. They can sit right on the couch, and you on the floor, and they can do hair better than me. They under the table, they got me faded. So it's another reason that people sit in your chair and patronize you over and over again. You need to take 5 people that have been with you for an extended period of time, 5, 10 years, 20 years. Ask them why. Why? When I say this, it's something more than just the product you serve and the actual hair or whatever it is that you do. It's something more than that, especially if it's a face-to-face encounter. So you need to ask, if I do a survey, now let me say this. When you do it, be prepared for whatever they say now. Because you will have some people that will say, well, since we own it, let me discuss something else with you, okay? So you need to get 5 people, and you need to have them do this. Don't do it anonymously, whether you have them email, DM, write it on paper. You need to have this, and you need to know who's saying this, okay? I need you to describe your greatest accomplishment. I need you to sit back and say, what is the single thing that I am most proud of in my entire life? And there is something. The single thing, you might be proud, you might have a lot of accomplishments. I'm talking about that thing that just, when you do it, you like, this is it here. If I ain't proud of nothing else, I set out to do this and I did it. It could be something you follow through with, and you know, some of y'all don't follow through with nothing, okay? Then you have to describe, now this is where it gets tricky, y'all. What is your greatest failure? Now, when I hire people, if you all join us I keep saying April 6th, it's April 5th, I'm sorry, because April 5th is Monday. I do these Monday night lives, y'all. They are off the chain. Now, I do them where all my coachees are on here, and I got some membership people, but they are really, really good. So I'm letting you all, if you all want to be a part of this one, it's a small fee, it's cheap. But if you want me to help you navigate through this, that's when we're going to talk about it. But you got to think about, what is your greatest failure? What is the thing that you know you messed up? You messed up big. It might still be costing you, but it was a teachable moment for you. I need you to really think about that. Write that down. I'm also going to make you do a SWOT analysis, okay? That means you have to understand your strength, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. These are all they're all in your how to find your purpose, okay? And there's a method to all of this. We also are going to do SMART goals, okay? SMART goals is something that's going to help you see where you're going. So a SWOT analysis is more about, where's your present state? What is presently happening that is maybe hindering you from going whatever direction you're trying to go? SMART goals are really kind of dissecting where we're trying to go. I believe you don't have to do this. This takes a little while. I do this with my coaches. It's called a feedback analysis, but there is a book I want you all to read, and it's called On Managing Yourself. It is part of the Harvard Business Review's 10 must read. Somebody put that up for me. On Managing Yourself. It should be in one of the top 10 books to read of all time. It really should. Because the book deals with what I'm getting ready to go into. Is called self-management. Any of you all, if you can, put that up for me. On Managing Yourself. It is by Clayton Christensen. I always get his name kind of jacked up. Clayton Christensen is this guy's name. What he talks about in here is, I don't care how much you work out. I don't care. You could buy Peloton, Nautilus. You could buy thank you, LaShonda. You can buy all of this expensive equipment. I have the Bowflex HVT, y'all. I didn't realize when I bought it that it was such a great piece of equipment. Now, I think I paid $2,000 for it. Now they're charging like $4,000 for it. Who knew, right? But I don't care how much of this stuff I buy and how much of this stuff I use, until I learn how to manage my own behavior, my own emotions, my own reactions, none of it matter. Okay, let me read what is self-management. Self-management, it enables you, first of all, to prioritize, take responsibility for your efforts and your results. This is all in the exercise that I give you. That's why I'm looking to the left here. And better equips you to evaluate your work so you can improve and go forward. The result in a less stressed you, and collectively and more productive and happier team if you have a team. Successful self-management means that, listen to this, y'all, this is the sauce here. It means that you are able to regulate your emotions, stress, motivation, goals, and personal and professional development. That's what it means. This is definitely a tall order. It ain't easy, y'all. I ain't gonna tell y'all it is. But it turns out to be in charge of your own destiny. It isn't suited for the Disney storylines or all this other stuff. You too can inspire and achieve greatness if you are willing to do the work to do this. This is the most difficult thing that I see people struggle with. We have no impulse control. We don't understand that managing your emotions is required for you to have a successful business. I am so tired of going into establishments with people with bad customer service. I don't care what happened to you. I could care less. I am so tired of seeing people when you go to businesses and they got these terrible attitudes because they don't have the ability to manage their emotions. And look, we all got something to put on the table. Y'all understand this, right? If you set a table in front of everybody, trust me, they got some drama. They got something to put on it. I tell people all the time, you don't have the patent on suffering. You ain't got the patent on stress. You ain't got the patent on hardship. Nobody has the patent on that. Whatever you think you're going through, the person coming to your business probably got worse than that. But managing your emotions, managing your impulse is required for you to have a successful business and a successful life. It is required, guys, and it is something that I just do not see people doing. And it is the thing that while I'm watching everybody trying to get their bodies together, you know, everybody, I see more workout clothes being sold. And I mean, Amazon is even out of certain machines. They just don't even have stuff. QVC, HSE and all of those, they don't even let you do flex pay no more on that stuff because they know they can get people to just buy it. All of this is great. And I am not negating you doing it. I need us, me too, because I do it all now. I need us to make this important. But I don't care how important you make how you look. If you don't change the way you think, it don't matter. I know some really beautiful people that mentally, I could not sit with them for a good hour in conversation because it comes out. The Bible talks about, as a man thinketh, whatever you thinking and wherever your head is, so are you. That's how you going to talk. That's how you going to speak. That's how you going to react. That's how you're going to do what you do. So while you all are getting your bodies together, I need you to get your mind together. The reason you haven't seen me in a while, I had a lot of moving parts. I had so many moving parts. I was like, you know what? I need to push pause for a minute. I need to sit here, and this is what I did, right? I'm going to the next part if you all want to join me in this. There is something called a GTD framework. It's called a Getting Things Done framework, okay? This is a real thing, y'all. These are the 5 things. If you all want to write them down, go ahead. If you want me to help you with them on April 6th, just DM me. I'll send you the link to join. You have to first, let me give you the 5 up front. Capture, clarify, organize, reflect, and engage, okay? I'll say it again. Capture, clarify, organize, reflect, and engage. You have to be willing to do all 5 of those if you want to get your mind together, okay? Capture all the things, your ideas, recurring tasks, emails, responses, meetings, everything. That means you have to write it out some kind of way. Put on a board, paper, however you put your stuff, however you line up all these things that you have to do. And part of capturing all the things that you have to do is that you have to also learn what's urgent. A good friend of mine out of California, he used to always tell me something, and I remember it now. He would say, Nikki, everything could be important, but everything can't be urgent. You can't make everything urgent, and you have to stop making other people's urgencies yours. What's urgent to you ain't urgent to me. It ain't that deep, okay? So in capturing, that becomes something that's real important. You got to clarify. You got to clarify all the things you have to do. This is time to decide what's important and what's urgent, okay? Because you can't do it all. What is important and what is urgent? You have to clarify that. If you got to write it on paper, a board, I got both. I put it on boards. I put it in notes. I put it everywhere. You need to clarify that. Then you must organize the task. You must decide what's going to come first, second, third. Now, I teach people about departmentalizing their duties. Some people, depending on how you think, whether you're a linear thinker or a horizontal thinker, you're going to departmentalize different. Linear thinkers, which is me, we departmentalize things according to days. We don't do good when you got a whole bunch of, we don't do good like with hours. Like the morning we do this, the afternoon we do that. Thinkers like me, we don't do that well. So we departmentalize according to the days. Like today, I have a to-do list today. I just moved my office to another part of my house because I think I showed you all, I have a live stream studio in my garage, a real one, y'all. And then I decided where my office was in the garage, because to be creative, I needed more sun. I put a workout room with real equipment in it. And so I moved my office to a room in the house where I got 2 windows and a lot of sun. I did this. And so today it's about all that crap because the office furniture is so heavy that you couldn't move the furniture with the stuff in it. So now I got to organize all this stuff. That's what I'm doing today, period. That's it. Now, that's a linear person's way of departmentalized. We do on Monday, and I'll be coaching also. I'll be coaching while I'm doing this. So I coach all day on Mondays, coaching calls, 2 hours each. And then I'll be doing this in the middle and while I'm doing it, because I record the calls and all that good stuff. So Tuesday, I'll have something else to do. And Wednesday, I'll have something else to do. Now, that's a linear thinker. Horizontal thinkers don't function like that, because you all need a lot of stuff kind of going on together. What horizontal thinkers do, in the morning, they'll do this, from 8 to this. In the evening or afternoon, they'll do this. And then in the evening, they'll do this. Both of the systems work. It doesn't matter which one you do. It's based off the way you think. Both of the systems work, but you must start to organize your task, departmentalize them, and stick to it. If that means you got to turn some phones off, if that, like my phone just rang because I changed the time that I have it on Do Not Disturb till I think 8 a.m. I need to put it back at 9 or 10 o'clock. But whatever you need to do to get this done. Okay, then the next one is reflect. You have to reflect on your to-do list. You got to look at that list and say, do I really need to do this? Could I get somebody else to do that? Menial tasks that take up a lot of unnecessary time. Look, Takana, I'm going to talk to my girl Takana on here. I'm only using you for an example. I don't know if you had nobody do this, but I would probably have somebody cutting up vegetables. I need a cut up vegetable girl. You come cut up these vegetables. I don't need to do that. I need to cook this stuff. I need somebody to cut up everything. And I'm just using that as a menial task. It's the same reason hairstylists get assistants. It's the same thing. You menial tasks, stuff that takes up unnecessary time, get somebody else to do that. So when you reflecting on that list, you got that stuff, you like somebody else to do that. Pay somebody a couple dollars and get them to do that. Because you're going to waste time trying to do all that menial stuff, right? And this is when you revise the system. Look, I already said it. And pick what tasks really need to be done. You got to go through that to-do list and check off, make a list and check it twice. That's what you got to do. I don't really need to do this. I don't really need to do that. Or maybe you can put it for another day. Also, try to organize your list, whether you have it all day. Like me, I'm focused like that. I need to focus on one thing a day. Or whether you have multiple things in a day, make sure the things kind of make sense. Like if it requires you to drive, don't have yourself, if you got to drive a lot, then you drive on this side of town all at the same time and then go on that side of town. Don't have yourself going from here to there to there. So you got to make that list make sense. If it's things that kind of feed off of each other or they're in the same vicinity, same neighborhood, whatever you got to do, you have to do that. You have to organize those. Oh, your housekeeper? Oh, girl, look, my housekeeper I had for 20 years retired. I was so sick. I'm like, why? Because now you got to learn to trust somebody all over again. But whatever you got to do, whatever you got to do. Okay, that's what you got to do. And then you got to engage, y'all. That's you got to get it done. Okay, engage is get to work. You got to do it. All this reflecting and doing all this other stuff don't matter if you don't never do it. If you don't never do it, you got to move. Okay, at this stage, all your tasks are organized and prioritized and broken down into actions. You know exactly what you should be doing. So let's get it. Okay, let's get it. This is all in my How to Find Your Purpose. I do my coaches. We're going to do this. We be on there for like 3 or 4 hours, y'all. So if you all are interested in figuring this out, it is not an easy thing to figure out. But if you all are interested in figuring this out, just DM me that you want to be part of this training. It's really fun. We do them every other Monday and they're like 3 or 4 hours. And they are amazing. And let me say this. I actually become the student. These people I got on here, they are the truth, y'all. They got their stuff together. So I'm learning a lot. I'm like, y'all, they be telling me stuff. I'll be like, hold on, let me write that down. They are amazing. And they're from all over the place. These people own multiples of stuff and this and that. So it's like all of my groups combined that come on this call every other month, and they love it, girl. Girl, look like I'm talking to all girls, right? They love it. It is absolutely, I look forward to every other Monday. So April 6th, and they've already gotten this homework. They've gotten this already. So they know, let's get it done. Now, you got to think through, get the 5 people. You got to find the 5 childhood people. You got to find, you really got to find the 5 business people, but you got to ask them. And I would say maybe put it in a digital format, something that you could text them and they could text back, or email, something you could keep up with them. But I'll go through it one more time for you, for those that kind of came in late. How to find your purpose. This is a whole exercise. I've done maybe 5 or 6 things based off of this, and they did pieces of all of this. So I kind of put this together. You got to ask 5 people from your childhood to describe the type of child you were. You got to ask 5 people from your business world that have come to you for a long period of time. Why do they still come? What is about you that makes them still come? Because it ain't just because you got the best food. It ain't just because you got the best, do the best hair. It's not. It's not, guys. It's past that after a certain amount of time. You need to describe your greatest accomplishment, the thing that you are the most proud of that you've ever done in your life. You need to describe your greatest failure. Now, y'all got to be, and this is an honest time. This is time for you to don't say what you think people want to hear. This is for you. This ain't for the group. It's for you. You got to do a SWOT analysis. You can go right online and see how those work. We're also going to do a SMART goals test. Feedback analysis, you don't really have to do it. It takes a minute to do it, but you will find it in that book that I recommended on managing yourself with Clayton Christensen. I always say his name wrong. That's going to help you get started. And this is a absolute unequivocal must, guys. Everybody, I don't care what level of success you're at in your business, in your personal life. I don't care what pitfall, what crossroads you're at. It doesn't matter. You must do this, guys. This is an absolute must. Right now, people are hurting. People are struggling. Life has changed for all of us, me included, in one way or another. It has changed. It's different. It's not the same. It's not necessarily the way we set out for it to be. So everybody has to shift gears now and figure some stuff out. But this is a necessary thing. And that's another book. I just happen to think of it. One of my top 10 books that I read, I've read it about 6 times. Yeah, it is a lot, Heidi. It's a lot. One of the top 10 books I've read is called Necessary Endings by Henry Cloud. This book will change. Heidi, put that up for me. Necessary Endings by Henry Cloud. It will change your whole life. When I say your whole life, it will change your entire life. When you read this book, Necessary Endings, everybody I recommended it to, they were kind of like me. They said, you can't even read it all at one time because the book gets so deep. And I don't care how much you're not able to be self-aware, it forces you to look at yourself. It forces you to look at situations. It forces you to say, do I really need to do this? Do I really need to have this? Why is this in my life? Why is this not in my, it is. And he gives some analogies that I couldn't even say a word for word, and you get the gist like he does. Henry Cloud's been around a long time. Y'all probably have read a lot of his books and didn't even know it. But Necessary Endings, y'all got to read that. Because see, in order for new flowers to grow, or as he describes it, for the rose bush to stay healthy, you got to prune the bad parts of the bush. You know, and it's this whole rose bush analysis he gives. You got to prune the bad ones. For those roses, when people get them, they big and pretty. They won't grow that way if you don't take off the ones that are strangling the nourishment. There are certain things in our lives that are strangling our ability to grow. It just is. And Necessary Endings is about figuring that out, owning it, taking whatever kind of hit you got to take from it, deal with it, cry if you need to cry, say goodbye to all those things. And it's about shifting. We are in a time where if we don't shift, we're not going to make it. And all I want to say, and I'm going to end with this, I don't want you to just shift your body. I don't want you to just spend time. I have done that. I've lost quite a bit of weight. I don't want you to spend time just shifting and making your body healthy. I need you to have a healthy mind. I need you to have it's the only way you're going to even sustain a healthy body. Because if you don't do that, you're not going to make it. last thing, I listened to a radio show. This was, oh God, some time ago. And it was that time where they bring people on to comment on whatever the subject is. And I think this might have been Doug Banks because he died some time ago. He asked 3 things. He said, if you could have wisdom, wealth, or health, which one would it be? You know, the amazing part of it is only maybe 5 people out of the 20 that called, not even 5, maybe 3 out of the 20 that called said wisdom. On everybody, money, obviously, wealth, health, if they had suffered with anything that caused them the lack of health. But people don't understand when you get your mind right, when the Bible talks about these different prophets and kings, it was the ones that were wise that were able to sustain and know when to listen to other people and know when to hear from God and be able to do things a certain way. Wisdom will help you be healthier and it'll help you get your money straight. Absolutely. You got to learn some stuff. You got to get your mind. You got to shift, guys. So choose this day wisdom. All right? I'm out, y'all. I got work to do. This was part of my day, and now I'm getting ready to go get to the other work. All right? So talk to y'all soon. Knowledge by Nikki, 1K. Don't forget, DM me if you want to be in on the April 5th, which is next Monday, where we're going to go through this, finding your purpose. So have a beautiful Monday, guys, and I'll see you soon.